It's Wednesday, my dudes, and tonight our guest is a staple in the community, creating over 4,000 videos on his YouTube page, and now he is taking the leap. Hello, words to be read. Thank you, Steve. He is taking the leap from content creator to toy maker with his Street Humans action figure line. Please welcome ShartimusPrime to the show. I know it's early, but there's plenty of time for us to get unhinged. So let's kickstart. See what I did there? The show. I made myself laugh. Batu, cue the intro. I didn't get my usual time to rehearse. That's what happens, you know. I didn't get it.
We're on earlier time.
I didn't get it. No, but it's a good reason why we're on earlier today. So you know, we made it work with Shartimus. It's exciting. We're gonna have him on in just a few minutes. I know that you know, it's early for our normal toy community people. This is Steve Barrow.
It's kind of good right now because it's like we're not going against anybody else.
Yeah, we're not competing against anybody.
Right.
You know, everybody will be able to turn in.
TPC.
Yeah, they could go right into Ernie tonight. They go right into TPC. Who knows? You know, maybe they'll invite us on. Maybe not. Who knows? So, this is. But anyway, it is Wednesday, my dudes, and welcome to episode 47 of Between Two Sentinels, which we're coming up on that 50 number pretty quickly. We're also coming up on a year.
Yeah.
It's been a year and they haven't shut us off yet.
First episode aired Thanksgiving of last year. Thanksgiving.
Or our very first guest, Jason, worked more or less.
Yeah.
Who has been on more times than anybody else. I think he's been on more times than I have. So, you know, but
so if we ever need to call in sick, maybe Jason's the guy.
I think Jason's the guy no matter what. Jason is the guy for sure. But yeah, there was something that I was going to roll right into, and I totally forgot. But anyway, I am, of course, J Shot, and with me, as always, is the one and only Machu Toy. How are you, Machu?
I'm good. I'm digging that it's an earlier time
yeah
slot. I get to go back to playing Spider-Man later, even though I already beat the game. But like, I just just playing around, web swinging.
I have been so jealous of everybody playing Spider-Man 2 that I've just said, screw it. I stayed up until like 1 o'clock in the morning last night playing Spider-Man 1 just because I wanted to feel like I was doing something that everybody else was doing. So, you know, but
were you taking pictures?
No, I don't do the whole photo shoot, but you're killing it with that.
You should
try more photos in PlayStation, I think, than you have all year. And I don't mean that as a dig. It's just
and I know I said that to you and the boys in our our group chat. I did catch your episode of was it Behind the Plastic?
Yeah.
Right? And there was one thing that I caught.
Oh, okay.
You said, is that you struggle with lighting.
I do struggle with lighting.
Right. Yeah. So I think it was like around when the Miles game came out. I took a break from toy photography, and I started playing that game, and then I got into the photo mode. When I played that photo, when I went into photo mode and took pictures of the game in there and played around with the light settings and moving the lights around, I actually learned more about lighting the subject.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I would say since you have the first game and you have Miles, I think, right? You just haven't started it.
I haven't started it yet. I'm on the last. I might as well. And you're right. I probably will. I'm on the last disc lock content mission.
Right.
So I'm finishing that up. But yeah, I was gonna say if you like watching me, this is a good week. We went live Monday with Ryan. Yesterday was my my episode of Behind the Plastic. Today we're live with Shartimus. So if anybody's got any slots open Thursday, Friday, they need me to fill, I'm happy to make it a full week of J Shot. So it's a good week if you like me. It's a bad week for Yoko, but you know, that's okay. So you know, she's not watching anyway. It's too early. But let's see who is watching. There is the replay crew. But let's see who's watching with us live. We got NYC Figure Fanatic is dropping the early 4 p.m. like, but he's going to catch us on the replay. Steve Morrow hit me with the words to be read, and I read. I'm gonna screw this up, so I'm gonna save this for when Shartimus joins us. But Uda Buddha, I don't know. I've got it. So Storm397 coming all the way from South Africa. Steve just says, what?
What?
What? Whiskey? Toy Chase hit us up with the what's up, my bros? Yimbo, who's going to be live later tonight. It's weird saying later tonight and not in a few minutes.
Right.
Jurassic Jesse saying, what's up, Toy Fam? Jesse, I hope you're packed. You're going to be out here sooner than you think.
Oh, my God.
So get ready. The Rush Hour Renegade. It's like we're an afternoon talk show. I love it. Let's see. Paisano 777 sitting on that 477 to start the stream. All right. I don't know what that means, but cool. Giant Man, get ready to explode like Giant Man. Let's do it. No, it is not the new time slot. We went live. We're doing it live at 5 today. Just for today. So, and Jurassic Jesse's 6-year-old has apparently played the game more than I have. So, Bearded, be safe, and happy birthday. It was Bearded's birthday.
Happy birthday
yesterday. So, happy birthday, sir. High School Creation stopping in, dropping the hello. And I think we got Retro B first time checking out our channel. Welcome.
Welcome.
Hopefully we'll keep you. But as always, make sure you like and share. Like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate everybody for doing that. And we do have the super chats, which are never expected but always appreciated. So if you do want to drop in a question for us, for Shartimus, to make sure it gets noticed. But there's nothing really else to do. Let's just bring him in. He's been waiting so patiently. Yeah. We are going to have to talk a little loud, though. It's going to be hard to hear him over his hat. So here is Artemis.
Oh, there! Look at it! Look at that!
He's prepared. Yeah. Between two Sentinels, how you guys?
I love it. Thank you, sir. That was awesome. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. How are you, man? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thanks so much for having me, you guys.
Of course, dude.
Yeah. No, I really appreciate the opportunity to be here and talk and get into going over whatever you guys want to discuss. I've been having a great time doing these lives, and I'm looking forward to doing more.
Hey, man, we're excited to have you. And what do you got? What do you got next?
He's doing the loop, right?
He's doing the loop.
Oh yeah, the world tour, the world toy tour. So
world toy tour. Yeah. Yimbo's in the chat there. I don't know. Did he book you for Sunday yet? Get you booked on Yimbo's channel.
Yes. Yeah. We're looking at Sunday. Good. Yeah.
Perfect. So, all right. You got everybody in there then. So
Jurassic Jesse's in the house. Nice. And in High School Creations, what up? High School Creations. I'm seeing some familiar names in here. Yeah. And it's for Uduba.
Okay, Uduba. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I would have gotten there.
Just about everybody screws it up at one point. It's okay. It's not a real word. It's all right.
All words are made up. It's okay.
Right.
So yeah. But yeah, man, we're I'm excited that we reached out to you a couple of days ago just to see if we can get you on. I know that there's a lot going on, but we're really excited. And I know we talked a little bit about this backstage, but we were talking to Ryan once Giant Man backed, and he completely said, "Now it's your turn," and pointing all attention to you and the Street Humans Kickstarter. So we're gonna do our part here and get you going. I know you're one of the best things I think that's going for this is that you're listening, right? Like it was really cool, and you talked about this a little bit on the Migos show or Chat Migos, just about how people were making suggestions and then you're changing it, and one of those is the new colorways for the pants that just immediately you got dropped in there.
Right. Oh, by the way, if we get any new backers during your show, they will be summoning the power of the Infinity Gun. Ah, damn it! I jinxed it. But I'll hit this button if we get any new backers during the show. That's what that 477 was for, by the way. So if we
got it.
Number 478, then thank you, Paisano. And so if we get any more backers, I'll hit that button. But I feel like I just jinxed it right now by hitting it by accident. That's how that works.
Yeah, I'm sure we're gonna get at least one or two here. We do have to call this out. Machu, you want to hit him with the
Sup, nerds?
There you go. All right.
All right.
Joy Reds is in the house.
But you just asked me a question, right? I'm sorry.
This is is unhinged. It's whatever the show is. It is. That's how we do this. So yeah, no, I was just talking about how one of the cool things you do is that you are listening to feedback and making changes as the campaign goes, right? Like you added in the animal heads or the alien heads, the new colorways of the pants.
Right.
So what's been that process in just kind of making those changes?
Yeah, I mean, there's certain aspects to the line that I'm definitely going to be a lot more firm on that I'm not going to want to change. But the original idea for this figure line was to complete an incomplete collection with stale, suited figures that we've used a million times over and over again. I wanted to bring some variety and a little bit, a little bit more of a realistic dynamic to the collection with these civilian figures. So if that's my goal, is to help round out people's collection, and I put a poll out there. Bobby Valla threw this idea out on his stream, and I was able to, and then after talking about it with the factory, we were able to make it happen. But before doing so, I wanted to put a poll out there just to see how people felt about the different pants colors, and it ended up being like overwhelmingly people wanted to see black pants. Like the blue jeans, the khakis, and the camos all fell like within the 2 or 3% percentile, but it was like 50% more like with black pants. So I had to reach out to the factory and just to see if we can make this happen where we have variants available, because I didn't want to take anything away. There's obviously a really good percentage of people that wanted the camo, that wanted the khaki. So without taking anything away, just adding that option in there, we're able to make it happen. I'm incredibly grateful for the factory and the project manager that I have, that they've been absolutely fantastic and super accommodating. And it's not a common thing that we're going to make this happen all the time, but for the sake of getting this project funded, they're able to bend, and work with me on this, and it is satisfying, I gotta say, because like if the community is asking for something, there's like an overwhelming amount of people, that would like to see something from this line. I want it to get made. So I hope I'm also setting a precedent on how on how I behave in the future as well. Like this is going to continuously be something for collectors. So I'm going to continue to have people in mind, like the community in mind, for everything that we do. Like the whole original idea of this thing was for the community to have better options as far as their civilians and their displays. So we'll continue to move in that direction in the future. If there's some, there's other details and things that I'm looking at with the figures that could be improved upon. So everything's, like Dave Vonner said yesterday on live stream with the Toy Migos, like it's a very fluid Kickstarter. I'm very, not just the way the figures are interchangeable and everything, but the way I'm treating this line in its entirety. I want this to move in a direction that I think people are going to want to see. One thing that I've thought about is, these have removable waist pieces here. I also think it'd be cool to give, if we could produce different kinds of legs. Now, these prototypes are the ones that you're not supposed to pose around. These are usually the kind that you see behind the glass that nobody touches. And I've been touching them like crazy. I've been posing them all over the place. But yeah, so these pop off at the waist. They're meant to do that. And that was one of the original ideas I had with this figure, is I wanted you to be able to pop the arms off and maintain a butterfly joint in there. I wanted you to be able to pop the waist off, switch with other figures. If you want him wearing different pants, you could do that. So if you got one that had black, if you got one of these with blue jeans, you got another one with khaki, you can buy two Eon figures and then have those options, so or you could swap the blue jeans onto the Logo figure, which comes with camo or black. You could put blue jeans on the Logo figure or camo on the Eon figure. You could swap and display to your liking. So I really wanted this something to be a lot of fun for collectors, and I will continue to do everything I can to prioritize what people want to see from the line the most. This is a this is, a collector, making figures for collectors. So if I don't have you guys in mind while I'm doing this, then what the hell am I doing?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that was, from the beginning was very evident, right? Like this is something that you as a collector are looking to fill a hole in, right? Or you're looking to fill a gap with. But then there's more to it, right? It's not just, hey, here's some civilian characters. You went and build a whole universe around them, right? Like, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and just let's make sure it's Elago, right? It's not Lago. We're not giving Lago super credit here. Lago Figs doesn't get all the credit for getting the names of these figures. That was
they all start with they all
Yeah.
start with an E. So
right.
after my oldest daughter, so it's Elago and Eon, or Elago, Eon, Eros, Edel. So they all have
Nice.
their own names. Eno is another one that's in the works that isn't out yet, but we have a rhino-based alien head in the works that would be really cool. So Eno would be another character. So we have just last night my kids were drawing, and for my oldest just had her 6th birthday, so she's sitting there with this new like drawing template thing where you're basically kind of, it has a light that shines over the picture you could trace and all that. So we had some drawing time. So I'm sitting there drawing new Street Humans alien heads just for fun.
Nice.
And so one of them's a shout out to Dan Larson. I got a wolf one made for Dan.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. So one thing that I did want to talk about, right, is, and you show here in the Kickstarter page, is the scaling. So they scale almost perfectly, right, with Marvel Legends. And I'll be honest with you, one of the reasons why I backed it was
thank you.
Playing in my FOMO of not having Spider-Man 2 and going back to playing Spider-Man. They are the perfect Spider-Man like bad guys to beat up, right? Like the thug characters are the henchmen. They're perfect. They're really great. I mean, they fit there. And then just seeing too, you talked a little bit about the butterfly joint and the articulation here. I'll try to zoom in a little bit if I can. Enhance. Oh, it's not working. But how important was articulation for you when you started putting these together?
Oh, right from the very beginning. It was just, I want this loaded with all the articulation that I want to see in the figure. I mean, this is going to be my figure. Articulation is something that really means a lot to me. And I wanted to make sure that we had like the best moving forward to make it a very, very fun figure to pose around, because there is a possibility that we, whether it's that we just get the funding goal, or if we move beyond that and get the other stretch goals, it doesn't matter. The figure itself, the base figure itself, is incredibly fun to pose around with. So I want to make sure that, hey, if we only got the starter figure, because I see this as a canvas, this is only the beginning.
Right.
But this beginning right here is lots of fun just all on its own right out the gate. It's loaded with articulation. We have triple torso articulation, which outside of import figures we like really never see. There's like one 18-inch Spider-Man from 2004 that was sold at retail, and aside from that, like there's nothing else like that really being made in the US. So I'm really stoked to have like import level articulation with this figure, and it's just incredibly fun to pose around. We've got toe joints in there, of course, so
nice.
Definitely going nuts with the articulation, but not too nuts, because you have to watch. I mean, there is such a thing. Like I've had figures like Reveltech figures, right? Like I think they've done amazing stuff, but the Amazing Yamaguchi line, while it's awesome, there are things about it where it's like, okay, this is like a little too heavy on the articulation in some parts, So I wanted to hit that sweet spot where it's just really fun. Like we don't have, like originally I wanted to have drop down hips. We don't have drop down hips with this figure.
Okay.
I think that was a good move to make, because it would have gotten a little too fragile in the whole hip section with the figure, especially with having this removable waist feature. So it's like, what do you want to have? The removable waist? Do you want to have the drop down hips? How much are those drop down hips going to be worth to you? How much extra range of movement are you going to get with them? So you have to pick your battles, and decided to lose the drop down hips to make sure that we have a really solid, good, stable figure that has a high playability factor to it. We want to aim for that fun factor. quoting JRA Nightmare, going old school over here. JRA Nightmare, fun factors, big important part of this thing for sure.
So one of the big tests that a buddy of ours, the Toy Daddies in No Chewing, does is the toe touch. How close does the figure get to a toe touch?
This is not the best one.
I don't know if you want to do that with that.
Yeah,
that's right. It's a painted model.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah,
I don't want you to ruin that.
I did take a picture. Wait, hold on a second though. I will. Where did I just put my phone? I have a photo that I could show. Hold on, it's on the Street Humans Instagram, and I put it up there shortly after the figure came in. But here we go. You can see that right there.
There you go.
With the grayscale one, I was doing it. So
there's the toe touch. Done.
There you go.
Toe touching. Now those toes are being bent in there. We're gonna adjust the aesthetics of those toes so that they look a little cleaner. This is still a very early prototype.
Yeah.
And I wanted to put it out there as if it was close to final as much as possible, so that I can get all of these comments, so that we can get as many notes gathered and put into the whole refining process when we move forward with this. So everything that I'm noticing now and everything that I'm hearing from other people, I'm taking everything into consideration, and it's a good time for it to be now rather than way later down the line and it's too late. So I'm trying to get every little thing covered as early as possible so that we can tackle every little minute detail moving forward.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So I mean, obviously you're already getting a lot of love. So Toy Chase had mentioned that he loves the regular jeans were made available. Steve Morrow jumps in saying it's crowd building in many aspects. It's like it really is. You're building the figures with the crowd, right? So that's that's definitely that's definitely awesome. Paisano says these will be possibly the best civilian male figures ever made.
Thank you. Thank you for your support, Paisano, by the way. Your enthusiasm is awesome, bro. Thank you.
Storm says he struggles with pulling the joints off his SDC TMNT loyal subject figures. You made it look so easy, dude. Or maybe I don't have enough strength in my weak arms. So, never skip arm day, Storm. That's what that's what the lesson here is. Because not all civilians wear a pinned Marvel Legends suit body.
Yeah, see, that's what's frustrating me. It's like, how many goons are you gonna have wearing suits, man? They don't look like they did it. You know what I mean? Like maybe like Martin Lee, or you know what I mean, for your dragons. Like there's specific, or maybe like a Hammerhead or somebody like that. But like for the most part, like even in the Spider-Man 2 game, like there's straight up, some of these dudes look straight up like street humans.
Yeah, they do. Even in the first game, they did. That's what I mean. Yeah. So, Toy Chase also comments, awesome, great shot of the figure articulation, which I think it's huge. Like showing stuff like that, I think is what really gets it. And then our good friend Cody says, "Oh snap, afternoon live." So thank you, Toy. Too much new toys.
See,
dude, they look just like them.
And I want to make ski masks. That's another stretch goal. Ski masks, motorcycle helmets, nylon masks, and more interchangeable heads. We have a Native American human head that I want to put out there also. So getting more diversity in the different head sculpts that we have available is definitely a goal. So we really want to branch out there and get some representation with the different ethnicities as well. From the very beginning, I wanted 4 different ethnicities. I don't really see a lot of companies really doing that. Usually it's like a Caucasian character and an African American character. It's just the 2. And then that's everybody, right? There's this whole, it's like, not really. So there's a whole spectrum that needs to be tapped into. And I feel like this is a great way to do it.
Yeah. No, I think it's great. I think it's great that you're including the different ethnicities and getting everybody in there. Everyone deserves to be beaten up by Spider-Man. That's what it is. It's
or take over Earth via alien.
right. Yeah. So one thing that you mentioned really casually last night, but it stuck in my head when I was listening to it, and then you said it here too, making sure that you're bringing the fun factor. and that you pulled from the Toy Biz influence. What did that like? What about the Toy Biz figures like kind of pulled in from that?
Well, I think I was having this conversation with the Unparalleled Universe. I think it was with him where we were talking about how it feels like there's somebody at Hasbro that prioritizes aesthetics over articulation. And I really feel like Toy Biz had a really good thing going where they did prioritize articulation over aesthetics. They're willing to let things look a little bit weird for the sake of having the articulation. And to me, I think that's a good way to prioritize things, because most of the time, for those of us that want articulated figures, we're going to have them posed. And typically when they're posed the way they should, those aesthetics aren't as harsh on the eye. So I'm prioritizing articulation over here. We have 3 torso joints. I mean, that's a lot of articulation in the torso. And I just wanted to also incorporate the more realistic look that we got from the Toy Biz days as well. So these definitely have that mix of like, you could really use them in your comic display, but they also really work well as MCU figures too. So I wanted to hit that realistic look, and I wanted them to have that really like that strong priority for that high priority for articulation in there as well.
That's cool.
Which are 2 things I think we're kind of missing from Marvel Legends a little bit. Like I feel like there's times where the articulation isn't really the number one concern, and I really want to make articulation like a big deal for these.
Dr. Lenny C. Yasnach, I'm sure I mispronounced that, says, I'm urgently waiting for Euros to release so we can finally have James Earl Cash from Rockstar's game Manhunt.
That's awesome. I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
But I think and people have met, I think is it so it's Eros. This is Eon, and I think people have mentioned Grand Theft Auto or something. Like, this guy looks like somebody from Grand Theft Auto.
Yes. Yeah.
If these, we designed these and developed them in a way so that I could try to not have them look like exactly like somebody I know, but they look like they could be that person's cousin or something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it to look like somebody I know, but maybe they look like they're, a friend of theirs or a relative of theirs. And if they happen to look like characters from other franchises, then hey, that's cool. But they're really made in a way where they're not supposed to look like anybody in particular. But if they happen to, hey, why not? Cool.
Yeah. I'm assuming this is one of those things that's like, it doesn't translate into StreamYard, but somebody put in a bunch of emojis, and this is what we got. Face fuchsia tongue out. So anyway, yeah, man, it's and this, you mentioned a little bit about the stretch goals. The stretch goals, I think, really. Did I just break it? What happened here?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have
some of it. There we go. Oh, you have them there? Your stretch goals? Oh, let me take.
Yeah,
this away.
So we included the alien heads now, and what the stretch goals include. So when you buy the for $28, which, by the way, for a new toy line, $28 is ridiculously low, man.
Yeah.
I'm going for the army builder aspect of this thing. So the way I've mapped this out with that $28 price point, I'm essentially hoping that each backer picks up at least 2 figures, because you're going to want to swap the parts between the 2 figures, especially, the legs you're going to want to really swap. But we added the alien heads. People asked for the alien heads, and I was like, well, shoot, yes, let's add the alien heads. So that's now included with each of the starter packs. But what's part of the deluxe accessory pack is that you'll get 2 bonus human heads. So, oops, sorry about that. Hold on. Close that window so it doesn't keep doing it. All right. And you get alien hands that you can see on the figure right here. You would get a mohawk head to go along with them. They each have their own unique mohawk hair, so it's not the same exact mohawk hair sculpt.
That's cool.
And we have deluxe packs. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself because after the deluxe set for Alago and the deluxe set for Eon, we're offering the starter figure for Edel and then the starter figure for Eros, and then deluxe packs for each of those characters. Each of those characters will come with the same accessories, so those would come with Mohawk heads for each of those. So this is an Edel Mohawk head right there, and you can see the style of the Mohawk is very different.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you. No, it's okay.
We haven't
yeah,
really showed this off before, so this is.
Oh, cool.
You guys are getting an exclusive look right over here.
Another awesome. B2S exclusive. Love it. No, that's awesome, and I love that you took the care for that. Right, it would have been easy to just
I used to have a Mohawk like that.
Hey, there you go.
I think you need to bring.
And
I think you need to bring it back.
I'm trying to hit. I mean, like I don't. I mean, I think Hasbro's gotten a little bit better with it, but a lot of times in the past, I've seen these companies make figures of what should be Asian dudes, but they don't look like Asian dudes to me. And I mean, this one definitely very much looks like an Asian guy to me. Yeah. And I don't want, and I was kind of hoping to hit. Now it gets a little bit tricky. Like same thing like with the Latin heads. It's like I don't want to hit any particular country or culture like right on the nose. Like I don't want it to, like I don't want my Latin guy looking exactly Mexican or exactly Puerto Rican. Like I want there to be a little bit of an ambiguity there, and I try to do the same thing for all 4 of these. So I was on the Toying Around podcast. They I thought the heads looked a little bit more Chinese. They said that looked or I thought they looked a little bit more Korean. They said they looked a little bit more Chinese. Like if it's relatable in some kind of way, that's the mark I'm trying to hit. Right. So this would be part of a deluxe set also for Edel, the 3rd character.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that sculpt a lot. I like the hair on that one.
Yeah, me too.
I used to have a haircut like that, Machu. That's what my hair used to look like.
Yeah, and he gave this one the people's eyebrow a little bit.
Nice. That's very cool.
I like that.
That's great.
And then for the character after that, we have Eros. So here's the Caucasian looking one. And then you can see his Mohawk is very different from the other ones too. So like all 3 of them have unique heads.
Cool. Yeah.
That would be included.
And those will all be part of the unlocks in the accessory pack, right? So
These are all part of the unlocks and everything. But yeah, going back to rewinding and going back to the
here it is.
Basic figure, it'll come with a hair head to go along with it. Yeah, you can see it in the photo right there too.
Yeah.
With the jersey, that's for Eon. So you get the hoodie, you get the hoodie arms, you get hood up, hood down options. So cool. I already took the arm. Well, so I have and you could use the flesh arms if you want to, so you don't have to use them. But we have the butterfly joint still functioning here, and we could pop this off and replace it with a sleeved arm. And to me, it's easier swapping these out than trying to weave arms through fabric.
Yeah. Yes. You're not wrong.
The playability is a very important thing. Talk about that fun factor. You could take this hoodie down option off, slap a Mohawk head on there, and do hoodie up. And now you have, for $18, you get this accessory set. And you have pretty much a new figure right there.
Yeah.
And if you have again with the idea of army building, you could buy one accessory pack, maybe just use the Mohawk head here, put the hair head on your other Alago figure. Like the options are just limitless. And I love the ideas that people have been throwing out there, what they want to do with their figures too. Like this is something that has been a lot of fun for me to play with, and I really I really want you guys to have them in your hands so that you could have the same experience. They've just been a blast to play with. They look freaking awesome. So I'm really stoked about these.
I got to be honest with you. I mean, even seeing the figures and seeing the accessory packs, it's one thing, right? Like, and you can use your imagination to see it, but that's why I got to be honest with you. I think these streams are so important, right? Because your passion comes through, your joy in playing with these figures and showing how they get changed around and how they become new figures. That doesn't, and it's not the fault of anybody. That doesn't always come through on a Kickstarter page, right? Like, it's just because you're sitting there and you're reading, and you can make a video and do that. But there is something special about this. And, I do hope that this reaches a few people and changes their mind, because I mean you could definitely see it, and just watching you swap the arms out on that thing, like that made me more excited, to jump in and grab an accessory pack when they become unlocked. And I love that, and I do want to make sure that we, Jurassic Jesse hit us with a $5 super chat, and just kind of what we're talking about. Way to follow your passion, Russ. Wish you the best of luck on your toy journey. Can't wait to hang out with you guys at Legions Con. Jesse, we can't wait to see you, man. We're stoked, dude. You're like the next toy guy on the list that we got to check off for hugs here. So Win or Lose is also checking in, and we gave 796 a bit of a panic attack, apparently. He thought it was 7 o'clock and slept straight through everything. So no worries, Mario. You're good. It's okay. We're on early.
And here's part of it, man. I just wanted to show off the Mohawk head right here on the Eon.
The Mohawk head looks so good.
Yeah, I'm really pleased with how these came out.
Looks so good.
Yeah.
They're pinless, right?
Say that again?
They're pinless? Like the joints are pinless,
so
right?
This is an early polyurethane prototype, so you can see like one side it's pinless, but the inside will be pinless. But right now we just have these metal pins holding it together. Right. So yeah, they will be pinless in production.
And Russ, I do want to say we started at 477 and we're currently at 478.
Yay! Thank you. All right.
Oh, we got you, huh? All right.
Yeah, you got me. I was gonna say.
Yeah. I'm taking points on that one.
Reality. There you go. Thank you, 478. All right.
You're welcome. That was me.
Nobody's done it. I would love it. I mean, I'm already asking a lot with the Kickstarter and everything. I get it, but if it's not overreaching, I hope somebody out there is taking clips of all of these Infinity Gauntlet moments. I would love to see a collage. I might do it myself.
That would be awesome.
But I don't know.
It would be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So I want to take a quick break from Street Humans, but I want to jump back into it. And I know that, this is a question I ask everybody backstage because if there's something that we don't want to talk about, we want to make sure that we don't talk about it. And I know I asked you this backstage, but at this time of year, there is a polarizing question that needs to get asked. And that's what we do here. We ask the hard questions on B2S. So, Shartimus, I need to know, where do you stand on this little monster?
Is that candy corn?
It sure is.
That is the most left field question anyone's asking.
It's the most polarizing question right now, where everybody stands on it.
All right.
You weren't ready for that, see?
I wasn't ready for it.
I know.
I'm sorry for anybody that loves candy corn, but that goes in the trash, man. I mean, but you know what? My taste buds change as I get older. So who knows? If I come across some candy corn, I'll have some just to try it and give it another shot. So I'm open to give it another shot. But
there you go.
As a kid, it was like, I mean, for the majority of my life, it's pretty much, straight in the trash. I don't even want. But like, who loves the candy corn?
I do. I love it. I love candy corn.
You do?
This is like, I love it. I absolutely love it.
Really?
I actually love the pumpkins. I love the pumpkins more. No, you're not offending me. Like, this is just like, I've been asking everybody at work. This is like my icebreaker in meetings now. It's like, all right, this is the most polarizing question. Right. And it's just so buddy. Yes. See, Rashid says the candy corn pumpkins are underrated. Completely underrated. They're one of my favorites.
I'll give it a shot. I really feel like the more, I mean, if you guys, I told you, you guys could ask me whatever you want,
I know.
And if you want to go controversial, I really think like the more polarizing subject is pineapple on pizza. I really think that's like more that people get mad over pineapple on pizza, man. It's a very polarizing thing.
We're from New York, and so like we get asked that question also a lot.
That's probably a no on your side of the country, I think, right?
I'm okay with it.
It is a no, but like I do like pineapple on pizza. I do actually like Hawaiian pizza.
I personally love pineapple on pizza.
There we go.
I
There you
love
go.
all of
Right.
it. I mean, I haven't tried anchovies on pizza in a while, but I'm down to give that a second chance. Like,
See, all right, so
I
that's
mean,
where I draw the line. I don't
really,
do
that's where you draw the
anchovies,
line. Okay,
But
all right.
if Russ is willing to give candy corn another shot,
Okay,
I might have to do that with
all right.
anchovies.
So
I'm not
so
big on
next,
anchovies, man. My dad is, but not me.
Yeah,
Like,
my parents love it. I'm just like, can you please at least get like half pepperoni and just like make sure I do not get the side that's touching the anchovies.
yeah,
You know?
I tried it when I was younger, not like
Yeah.
it.
All right. So I'm loving all the notes from the chat, but I think next time, Russ, once Street Humans gets back and you're doing your celebration tour, you go out and buy some candy corn, and we'll have Machu get some anchovy pizza, and we'll everybody will eat it live on stream.
I'll put some aside from the kids' bags.
Yeah, yeah. Toy Mirth is on my page here. He says he loves candy corn. Picks him up. S'mores candy corn today. That's interesting. I don't know. I gotta have to give that one a shot. I don't know if the pumpkins technically taste different. Oh, I keep doing it and you keep doing it. I'm gonna hit it. Here we go. I don't know if the pumpkins technically taste different, but there's something about them. I definitely like the pumpkins better. Jesse says candy corn is not good, but it's not bad either. So all right, we'll take it. He says pineapple on pizza should not have been invented.
See, there you go. Yeah,
and he hates Canada
like,
for it.
Like adamantly, like snapping it out of existence. Is how
Wait,
far he's willing to go.
Pineapple
right?
on pizza wasn't. Why does he hate Canada? It was made in Canada.
I don't know. He's cursing Canada for it.
So why is it called a Hawaiian
it's like
pie?
a Polynesian. I always assumed it was kind of like a Polynesian idea, right? Isn't that where it came from? Or that's my assumption.
I got to do my homework. Got to do my homework.
All right, we got research
it later.
I do love that people say, fruit doesn't belong on pizza, and my response is, then what the hell is a tomato doing there? So
that's true. I was just thinking that.
Right? Tomatoes are fruit. Tomatoes are fruit.
Yeah, but come on.
I know, but technicality.
Technicality.
Yeah.
Technicality. All right. We'll get back to the real stuff. Every now and then I got to throw you a curveball. It's just got to happen. So
through me.
So I mean, obviously, Street Humans, major focus right now. I did want to ask though, what to date of all, because obviously you're a big toy reviewer. You do a lot of reviews. You get a lot of figures. To date, what is your favorite figure of 2023?
Ooh,
that's a tough one. That's a lot.
And you thought the candy corn was a tough question.
No, I have a few. There's a few. One figure that really has a special place in my heart big time is the Jada Toys Fei Long.
Yes.
I do have it here. Thank you again, Frecky. Now, this means a lot to me because at first I was very disappointed. I picked up a bum copy and it couldn't rotate at the diaphragm, so I got a bad copy at first. And then Frecky hooked me up with a brand new one, a replacement figure. And while at PowerCon, while we're hanging out, he watched me like just become more obsessed with the figure as time was going on and on and on. So this Fei Long went from something that I didn't really like so much to something that I really love. It's kind of rare for me to have that kind of roller coaster experience with a figure. But there's quite a few other good ones that really stand out to me. And I was just playing with one yesterday that I was just thinking to myself, like, damn, these NECA turtles are absolutely amazing. I've been having a blast with these.
Yeah.
These are spectacular. I love the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man figure a lot, but that came out the year before, I think.
Yeah.
Transformers, some really good Transformers stuff out there. I like the Scourge figure as much as I wish. I mean, I did order the upgrade kit that needed an upgrade kit, but I still love that figure. There's a whole bunch of goodies out there. I love the Doc Ock. The Hot Toys Doc Ock is an incredible one. That's a big one. So there's like a lot. I mean, yeah, we can. I can keep going. This Batman. This Nightfall Batman, which took me a long time to finally come to the conclusion that I do I love having the SDCC version, but it's the
Mhm.
regular version that hits the mark for me a little bit more. Really love this Nightfall Batman. So, yeah, a lot of goodies.
That is a pretty good
Okay.
Batman. I
A
will
lot
say
of
that.
different cool figures that like I've really been enjoying lately. Maplex has done some incredible stuff too. I'm just like looking around and just like pointing
Yeah.
out, oh, the Galactus. I mean, last year, the Galactus. Yeah, there's I can keep going. I can keep going. How about you guys? What were your
Well, I definitely with you on the Mirage Turtles.
nice?
I think the Zog might be one of my like sleeper hits of the year.
Which one?
The Mirage Zog, the Triceratops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Machi, you want to jump in? But I did Jurassic Jesse says Veteran Williams and Creature from the Black Lagoon for him.
A lot of people
Definitely.
keep saying Veteran Williams is like I gotta check. I guess I gotta check
Rick
that out.
Jones too, saying Fury.
The Tiger
Wing,
Man.
the Tiger Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Veteran Williams too. Yeah. I think we missed. And Yimbo wants to know if you count all 4 turtles from the Mirage set as one figure.
It is the one figure over
Right.
It is.
over and over
that's
again.
true.
It's
So
rad.
Leonardo, though, I would pick like the Leonardo one.
Oh. Are you a Leo fan? Is that where we sit on turtles for you? You're a Leo?
Oh yeah, Leonardo all the
Okay.
way. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, from day one. How about you guys? But Donatello and Mikey?
I'm a rat.
Mine's Mikey. It used to be for me.
Got
It
one
used
of
to
you
be
right. I thought you.
Yeah.
But I think it was because of the 2012 cartoon when I started watching that last year, and I'm like, I think I like Mikey more. I guess it's depending on which version of the Turtles, right?
Yeah.
Which is an acceptable answer, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Rick Jones does say with the figure Obscura Monkey King.
I want to get that one so bad.
He's good.
That looks great. I didn't even pre-order it. That one kind of, I don't even know if it's sold out or whatever, but I have to go back and try to find that one. I want that one pretty bad. Yeah.
I have an extra one. We'll talk after the show.
Oh, sweet. All right.
Yeah.
Awesome. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, Sabachi, where do you land? What's anyone's from yours?
I don't know, because it feels like every week is a new figure that I'm like, oh man, this is my favorite one. But like, I still keep going. Like the one I always keep going back to is that Fei Long, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the top figure of the year for me, but it's definitely one of those figures that I'm always playing with.
Yeah.
So I think it would take it just because of that, right? Like to me, it's like what's more important, your desk figure that you're always playing with, or one that you just keep on your shelf and you forget that you have it, but it's like one of the best figures ever.
I mean, honestly. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off, Ross.
Oh no! I'm just saying, if the ones that you put on your shelf, if they capture your attention every time you walk in that room,
right? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I honestly keep going back to this one too. I mean,
he may
not be the best. He may not be the best like posability, but he is like ripped right out of the cartoon, man. Like, you can't help but look at it and just feel the feels.
I still got to review that one. I've had that one for a while. Oh, no, that was from last year. I was gonna say the Mezco Wolverine. That was from like a year ago or so. I like that new animated Wolverine too. That one just came out. That one's really good. So
yeah, this one.
Yep. Yeah, I really like that one.
Jay, you got to pick this up.
I am. Next time I see it, I'm gonna pick it up. I have the Bishop laying around somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about did you jump on these, Russ, or no? The Cyber Frogs?
No. What's that all about? No,
I don't know. I found it. I gotta be honest with you. I found it randomly on Big Bad. And I'll just I have one open here. I picked it up because I was like, oh, this is just a cool, civilian female buck, character.
Yeah, that's kind of like your female street humans right there.
Yeah, there you go. So, but she not bad. I mean, articulation, but not a bad sculpt. Again, for a background character, pretty damn good. Mm-hmm. So, and reasonably priced. I'll take it. So, but yeah. So, all right. So, which is my perfect segue into, when everything goes well with Street Humans. What's next? Wave 2, female. What are you thinking?
I'd like to roll out more accessories. So I definitely want to have a female figure. Mm-hmm. From day one, I wanted to have a female figure to go along with this, but I have a whole bunch of accessories that I want to get made that I really think are going to take the the Street Humans collection to the next level. So if I can get some more figures, some more accessories out there, and then maybe a couple other variants with new heads, some new alien heads, I want to push those out, and then from there move on to female figures. That would also include new alien heads, and then new unique accessories for them. I also have a Wave 3 idea, which I would call, well, for right now, I'm calling it like the Gordo Wave. So
Okay.
it would just be a bunch of chunky dudes, very much inspired by the Ned Leeds figure from the Peter Parker 2-pack. I didn't expect to like that figure so much. Like, I picked that up, I was like, wow, I really like this chunky figure. It's a really cool chunky figure. Maybe a bit taller so that they could maintain like that Menace thing aesthetic. So I still probably want him to be chunky. I don't know, kind of inspired by the bass player in my band. Like, he's like a beacon. Like, he's a tall guy, he's a big guy. So it's like, if you're lost, you could find Rick Mang, and I think it'd be kind of a cool way to shout out. And I have little homages here and there within the line that are kind of like behind the scenes shout outs. You know what I mean? Which, me mentioning it now, is not so behind the scenes, but you know what I mean. That's having like an homage to Rick Mang would be really cool. He's he's an avid toy collector also. So like, my bandmates love action figures as well. So it'd be kind of cool to kind of throw that in there too.
Very cool. What's it been like working with Vonner? I know he jumped on the stream with you last night, and it seems like he's kind of been around a lot of these Kickstarters and getting it going there. So what's that experience been like for you?
Oh yeah, it's been an extreme pleasure to be able to work with him and get his insight and take in his perspective on this, because it's a very different experience of being a toy fan, a collector, and a toy reviewer. That's like one side of the big picture, and there's this whole other realm over there. So it's just been very enlightening, and I've had to do a bit of schooling. Like, he's had to school me on some stuff and get me up to speed with certain things, and that should be expected when you're jumping into something new.
Right.
So so it's really been like on me on how well I adapt or learn in some ways. Some things I've picked up quicker than others, but I like the experience of learning and trying something new. It makes me feel young. It's scary. It's very scary, but like, I feel as a person, it's helping me grow as well. So there's a lot to this that kind of, at 40 years old, to feel this young is pretty awesome. It feels pretty good. It's a tough thing to throw yourself into, and it's definitely been a growing process, but I really appreciate everything that he's done, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. It's just been a pleasure, and incredible value to the line as well.
Right.
That's awesome. Yeah, he's all right. Sorry, go ahead about you.
No, I said I was just saying. Right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hadn't had any experience with him, and just seeing him the other night, he just seems like a really cool dude and just super knowledgeable, been in the industry, and
the way we communicate too, it's like, I have my persona here too, and like, Dave and I go way back, so we have there's a certain comfort level too, that like, it's also refreshing working with somebody that's able to communicate on that, like kind of like so I always relate everything to music, and it's like,
it's okay,
and there's a certain softness that, so I grew up, listening to a lot of punk, and I wanted to be a punk rock drummer. And when I was in my early 20s, I wanted to be a jazz drummer. And I thought I could just jump into, hey, punk rock's not that hard. Jazz shouldn't be that hard either, So I couldn't have been more wrong. And it's a very tough, and jazz musicians are harsh. Now, it's very sweet sounding music. It's complicated, but the world, you have to study a lot. You have to know your stuff big time. You can't just show up like I've done a lot of sit-in gigs where I just go to a place I've never been before and just ask to sit in and play drums, right? You got to be able to do that. And part of getting to that level is knowing how to communicate directly and not worry about feelings or anything like that. So the way these jazz dudes communicate, it's just all very direct. And I'm not saying like but I've gotten comfortable with that kind of communication. And since Dave and I go way back, like we have that, like where it's just we're able to just communicate very smoothly, and it's just been really, really, really helpful. To some, it might sound harsh, like when you hear some of these jazz guys. Like I saw this one guy playing drums; he's playing brushes, and I'm like, man, the brushes sound awfully light for how intense the saxophone sounds. I'm thinking this, watching somebody else play drums with this saxophone player. The saxophone player eventually he's like, play! Like, just play! Just play! Like, this guy was playing a little too soft, and this guy's going all intense on the saxophone. It's like, oh, you got to go intense with the saxophone.
You got to match that energy.
Play, do it. Yeah, keep up the energy. Be there. Lock in that moment, man. And so it's this is an art. Making figures is an art. So you need that, you need to have that direct line of communication where we can get ideas across and make sure that things are moving forward in the best way possible.
Nice. That's nice. And I do think too, what you just said, right? Being in that moment and enjoying that moment. And I got to say, it is very clear your passion for this line, for making these figures is coming through, and on every stream, right? It doesn't, every stream I've seen you so far, right? It's there. It's not one of these things that you're turning on for the stream. I think it's in everything you do. There's certainly a passion for these figures, and man, like, I hope you enjoy the moment and enjoy the ride that is this. And as you get closer and closer to hitting that goal, we are confusing a lot of people. Berserk is confused as to why it's not 5. Dom is just getting home, but Pliso asks instrument accessories. You're gonna tie both your loves together here.
That's a very cool idea. I would love to get into doing that after I get a bunch of other stuff done that I'd love to get done. Yeah. But that would be that'd be pretty cool. I would love to get a bass guitar. Nobody has a bass guitar. They're all guitars or some drum accessories, but who has a bass? There's no bass guitar in any, 1/12 scale collection. I think there might be one with Mezco. I don't know, but hey, shout out to bass players out there around the world. We need a bass.
I was gonna say you can introduce instruments, and then I think you take Rick Jones' idea and have the Street Humans punk jazz band that comes out of this is something we can.
Yeah, I never really truly tapped into that perfectly. Like I was jamming with this combo out in Berkeley, and there's a bass player that was really into. He really liked my style because he was like, you definitely know how to play jazz, but you have like an edge. You have that punk rock edge in you, and I'd like to explore that punk rock edge a little bit more while still playing jazz. And I felt like I never really hit that sweet spot, doing that, because it doesn't all really blend well together. It's kind of weird. So I've never really hit that mark, but I'd love to if I could at some point. Cliff Burton Ultimates has, there you go. That's right, Cliff Burton. That's it, Rick Jones. Thank you. Yes, we have a bass with Cliff Burton. It's not 1/12 scale, but it's a bass. It is a bass. There's a Jerry Only figure. NECA made a Jerry Only figure way back in the day too, right? So I know there's a Jerry Only figure out there with the bass guitar, but that's a specific.
Oh, that's true.
Bass. Yeah,
and Toiche says McFarlane has done the bass guitar with Metallica and Kiss sets.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Again, though, very specific Kiss. I mean, the Kiss sets. I used to have those, by the way. That whole Kiss set. I loved that when that first came out. I held on to it for a long time. Eventually, had to sell those.
I definitely have the Metallica set somewhere with the stage and everything. It is.
Yeah, I don't have the Metallica one, but I got the Kiss ones back in the day. Like I remember picking those up. I love those. Thought those were awesome. I actually kept the mint on card but I
Oof.
thought they looked great. Like I just loved having them. It was kind of like a weird attachment thing to them. And I'm not a huge Kiss fan. Like I'm not a crazy Kiss fan, but growing up in the 80s, 90s, it's like Kiss is just kind of there's that era. There's that period of time where they were kind of just a part of everything. You couldn't go to a pizza parlor without there being at least a Kiss ping pong table or something, or a pinball machine or something.
My kids got introduced to Kiss from the new Muppet Show about the Electric Mayhem. There's a whole thing with them in there. So,
okay.
Yeah, if you're a musician, I'm not pushing anything. I think something you can watch with your kids. The new Electric Mayhem series on Disney Plus was amazing. Especially if you have
that. Yeah.
Especially if you have a Muppet love, then you'll enjoy it. So,
right.
I don't know where else to go from Muppet love. So, Shartimus, where are you going to be next? Where can people check you out next?
Yeah, so I'm going to be on. I know we got Yimbo's stream on Sunday, and then I think that's the next one we have planned. I'm trying to get something booked with a couple other people, but yeah, we'll see. Geek Dad Life is one that I was trying to connect with Jay. So if you guys know Jay, hit him up. Tell him to check his DMs. I sent him a DM about that. And I don't know if you guys have any other recommendations. Like I'm down to hit up whoever, but I feel like the community's been really receptive. I also want to host some live streams on my channel as well with some guests. I think it'd be fun to try to get something together with Robo, especially because he has Foosh toys. So I thought it'd be kind of neat to do like a collab live stream, and hopefully I can do one with Ryan on. So that'd be kind of neat to get a couple of live streams on my channel with some guests that I haven't seen on my channel in a while. So I'm also going to keep up with toy reviews, but yeah.
Great.
Check out Make It Move Media if you guys haven't seen his channel already. He did some incredible animation with Street Humans, and it looks fantastic, and he's got some incredible content over there that you got to check out. So a big shout out to Make It Move Media. Those animations are incredible, man.
All right. Well, if you haven't yet, make sure you go check out Shartimus's page and back the Street Humans Kickstarter. There's about 10 days left. And we want to we're at 478. We got to get it up there. Great army builder. Love the swappability. The articulation is on point. And you saw a lot of it here and you saw it live. So, I know that this wasn't our usual time, but appreciate everybody jumping in. And Shartimus, thank you so much, man, for making the time to chat with us. And as always, if you're watching live or on the replay, we appreciate the hell out of you, and you have no one to blame but yourselves as to why we keep doing this every week. So with that being said, Machu, cue the outro.
Thanks.